Hey guys, Mark here with DIY Wise. Today we're going to work on installing the hardware on my kitchen cabinets. I have these 3-inch center handles here that I'm going to install on these pull-out drawers, and I have some single hole handles here that I already installed on some of my doors. I have one more I have left to install, but it's pretty simple. There's already a pre-drilled hole on the back, so you just drill through that and it's single hole. It's pretty simple. On these 3-inch center or 4-inch center, whatever type of handles you get, it's a little more complicated. Just got to make some measurements and make sure you get it in the right spot the first time. Okay. In order to do this project, you're going to need your cabinet hardware. I have my handles, like I said here, a couple single hole and some 2-hole 3-inch centers. Make sure you got the appropriate screws that you're going to need. You just have to check your length, make sure the thickness of the cabinet, that they're long enough or short enough for you. I got a Kreg jig here. It helps you make it level, makes it a lot easier. Got my screwdriver, a level, tape measure, set of drill bits, and a drill. So the first thing you're gonna need to do, if you don't know it already, you're gonna need to measure the center to center measurement of your handles. Mine is 3 inches. Okay, this Kreg jig is handy to have. Makes it a lot easier, more convenient to do this. Hopefully you guys can see it, but right here where I have it set, I already changed it. It says 3-inch right underneath the arrow where it's pointing to. Change both of those to 3-inch and you should be good. Just to verify everything, I'm going to take my screws, I'm going to stick them in this hole, and then I'm going to take my handle and I'm going to screw it into the back and make sure it is the right measurement. Okay, I have the screws in there. If you turn it around, you can see the measurement is correct. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention that you're going to need is some painter's tape. You're going to want to put this on here right where you plan on drilling, close to it. That way you can go ahead and mark what you need to mark on there. And also, whenever you drill, it'll keep the wood from splintering. That way it doesn't splinter off on you and it messes up your cabinets. Go ahead and push that on there good. Now in order to use this jig, or even if you don't have the jig, you'll be able to do it still. You'll just have to take some more measurements, use a level, be a little more careful doing it. So what you're going to want to do is measure the width of your cabinet. Mine is 17.5. You're going to want to take half of that, which is 8 3/4. I'm going to take and mark a little line at 8 3/4. Go ahead and look, it's 8 3/4 from the left. Verify it from the right, and we're at 8 3/4. So we're exactly half right there. Our centers on the handle are 3. So you're going to want to take that, since we're going off the center, divide that by 2, which would be 1.5 inches. You want to go 1.5 inches to the left and 1.5 inches to the right. You're going to want to mark those 2 spots. Okay, without the jig, we have this little rectangular piece that I want to square this inside of. That measures about 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so from right here to right here measures 7/8. You're going to want to take half of that measurement, which is 7/16. You're going to want to measure from the top of this rectangle down 7/16 of an inch here and here, where you're going to want to drill your holes. Okay, and if you didn't have the jig, you'd want to drill right where those 2 lines intersect there. And verify your measurements and everything to make sure you're correct. So holding the handle up there, everything looks good. And I'd also measure it with my tape measure, which is 3 inches center to center. You want to verify that numerous times. I do it at least 3 times. You drill these holes in the wrong spot, you're in trouble. How to verify those measurements, you can measure from the top 3 and 9/16, and I'm at 3 9/16 on both sides. And I have this jig, so what I'll do on the back here, I doubt you guys can see it, but there's measurements on the back here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. So I'll take and I'll loosen these wing nuts here, and I'll move it down to 3 9/16. Double check this with my tape measure. 3 9/16 there. 3 9/16 there. So I'm going to go ahead and snug these wing nuts down. Make sure it didn't move again. And on this Kreg jig, it says use a 3/16 inch bit, which I grabbed the 3/16 inch. Make sure it fits in there well. Grab our drill and our bit, insert it. Make sure it's long enough to go through the wood entirely. We're going to take our jig, and right on the jig there is a center line. There's a center line right here and a center line right there between. So I made that mark. I'm going to check it. Take your drill bit. I'm just going to tap a little spot on both of them. Look at that. Verify everything. Everything looks good to go there. Put that back up there. I'm going to go ahead and drill through here. Got one drilled through. Make sure it didn't move on you. We got our holes drilled here. Double check, make sure everything fits through there good. Everything is good. The right size. Go ahead and peel that tape off. Swipe that dust off of there. Go ahead and put these screws through the back side. Grab our handle and a screwdriver. Start it on one side. Go to the other side. Snug it up. I only got about a 1/4 inch of play there. Shut the drawer. Check everything out. Everything's sturdy. Everything works the way it should. Okay, so now we're going to do the second drawer and the drawer down below it. The second drawer and the drawer below it are both the same size. So we're just going to take our measurements, put our tape up here again in the approximate center. And we're going to repeat the same thing we did for the top one. We're going to have to make all new measurements though. Cabinet handles are complete and installed. Working fine. This is Mark with DIY Wise. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.